friends, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I make fermented jalapeno hot sauce. This is a super simple fermentation. I'm using this beautiful Chinese pickle jar that my daughter got me for my birthday, I believe, a couple years ago. Um, but you can use just a mason jar with, a venting lid, whatever works for you. I'm starting here with a couple of pounds. I think it was pretty close to 3 pounds of jalapenos. Now, if you use red jalapenos, it's going to be more like sriracha sauce. But I like the green ones. It ends up tasting a lot like the salsa verde that you get at Mexican restaurants. This has no tomatillos in it, but the fermentation gives it a sourness that kind of reminds me, flavor-wise, of salsa verde. So all I'm going to do is chop these into chunks. Now you take the seeds out if you don't want it as hot. I'm leaving the seeds in. You can cut this up however you want. You can even leave these whole if you like. Leaving them whole, the fermentation might take a little longer, but it does help manage the seeds floating to the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and chunk these up. And I have a small onion here that I'm just going to put some pieces of onion in and a couple cloves of garlic every so often as I'm adding the jalapenos. And I'm going to save back 2 big pieces of onion for the top. My glass fermentation weight does not fit in this jar, so I use the onion skins to keep the peppers pushed down under the liquid. It's super important that you make sure that everything that you're putting in this jar or in your mason jar stays submerged underneath your brine. You don't want mold growing in your ferment. Um, And I've just found the onion skins are perfect to keep all those peppers pushed down. And I will skim the seeds off the top just to make sure, but I've never had any problems with mold or even calm yeast for that matter. So here I'm on city water, so I'm using bottled water. I'm going to start with 2 quarts of water, and to that I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of canning salt. This is my brine. And I will end up with just a little bit left over that I will use for the top, the airlock on this jar. So I'm just going to add my salt and I'm going to stir it all together, make sure that the salt is dissolved, and then we'll get it poured in. You want to make sure you're not using iodized salt for this. You want to use something like canning salt or Redmond's real salt, sea salt, something like that. No caking agents, nothing that's going to interfere with your fermentation. Now you can add anything you want to this jar as far as your vegetables go. You could put carrots in there if you like. If you didn't want to turn this into hot sauce, you could slice these peppers into rings and do this lacto fermentation with some carrot slices, and it would be phenomenal on top of tacos. This is your fermentation. Build it the way you want. You just have to make sure that your brine is correct and that everything stays submerged. So here I'm picking this onion apart and I'm just putting it curved side down and using it to force the peppers down underneath the edge of the jar. And once I do that, you'll see I'm going to get a spoon and I'm going to go around the top and skim off all of those seeds you see floating. Anything that has contact with the air that isn't submerged under the brine will grow mold. Now, if you see just a white film on your ferment, that's fine. That's calm yeast. It's totally normal. It will not hurt you. It's naturally occurring. If you see something that looks fuzzy or black or green or anything other than just a slight milky white layer on top of your ferment, you may want to throw it out and start over again. Now, to this particular jar, I'm adding some more of my brine. Spotted a couple of pepper seeds that I missed there, so I'm going to get those out. I'm going to fill this outer edge up with salt water and just put the lid on. And I really like this because this jar burps itself. I don't have to worry about it exploding. Definitely make sure you put your jar in some sort of tray or pan or bowl, because even if you're using a mason jar, your ferment, when it burps, it's likely to lose liquid and it will make a mess on your counter. So fast forward to 3 weeks later. After checking on it periodically, I noticed that the bubbling in my jar had slowed down, And I'm about to show you here, you can still see some bubbles coming up when I move the jar, but otherwise it's mostly stopped. And that's perfect for me. You can see the peppers have gotten a little darker, totally normal. So what I'm going to do at this point is take a clean paper towel and I'm going to go around the edge of this jar and soak up that extra brine that was being used in the airlock. And just kind of clean around the edges so that when I dump this, nothing funky goes in. I want to keep this nice. So just spend a couple of minutes tidying up if you're using this type of jar. If you're using a mason jar, you just take the top off and pour it out. No big deal. Now that I've got it all cleaned up here, I'm trying to show you the top of the inside of this jar so you can see that there's no comm yeast, no mold, no nothing. The onions have come up, but they floated up when I moved the jar. So you can see some little bubbles coming up when I shake it. It's still fermenting, just not heavily. So in true Jennifer fashion, I'm going to pour this into this sieve, underestimate the amount of brine I have in this jar, pour half of it all over my counter, and decide at this point I probably needed a bigger bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out my bowls, clean up my mess. The day that I filmed this, I was struggling with some dental problems and I was just scatterbrained. I was doing my best to try to get you guys a video out, but I was not feeling good, so you guys just gotta bear with me here. It is a mess. So now that I've got a bigger bowl, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing, dump out my peppers, and I'm not gonna put all of these in my blender at once. I do not have a high-powered Ninja blender. I have an Amazon $15 special blender. So I'm gonna put about half of this in at a time. I'm also gonna use the onions and the garlic. You don't have to. I think it adds a wonderful depth of flavor to the hot sauce. Um, when you eat this hot sauce, it is spicy if you use green jalapenos. It's not that hot, but it just has something to it. Like you can just taste there's more there. It's not just scorch your tongue off hot. It has flavor. So I highly recommend adding the garlic and the onions. I'm gonna go ahead and get about half of these in, and then I'm gonna put a couple cups of this brine in there just to help move it around in my blender. As I said, if you have a high power blender, this is not going to be an issue at all for you. You might need to add a little bit of brine, but you won't need much. It was at this point I decided since this jar is so special to me and I am being very clumsy today, I should probably get it out of the way. So off to the other counter it went, where it could be safe. And so here I am struggling with this blender. If you see gnats, like right now in front of the camera, it is officially gnat season in Kentucky. So I apologize, but what are you going to do? You get invaded by a gnat army and you just kind of have to deal with it until they go away. So back to the hot sauce. I'm adding a couple cups of my brine directly to my blender cup just to help loosen it up and make it easier to blend. And then I'm going to blend this on high power until it's as smooth as I think I can get it with this particular blender. My blender does not get it 100% smooth. It still has some texture. It still has some bulk to it. I don't mind that. I think that this hot sauce is absolutely delicious on just tortilla chips. And I like that it has a little bit of umph to it. It has a little texture. It's not just runny. It doesn't run everywhere when you pour it on a taco or something. Now, the last batch of this that I made, I put into really fancy little hot sauce bottles with locking lids so that I could share them with my family. But I'm all out of those bottles. So today I'm just using pint jars. Use what you have. It doesn't have to be fancy. Because I promise you, if I gave my mother-in-law a pint jar of this, she would be beside herself with joy and would not care what kind of container it was in. I'm not canning this hot sauce, so I'm not going through all the pomp and circumstance of like debubbling the jars and all that. Once I get them filled, I'm even going to recycle some lids that I've used for other stuff. They're clean, but they've already been used to can something, so they're not safe to can anything ever again. But I still like to use them for other purposes. I was going to scrape out my blender here, and then I realized I still had some brine, so I just added like a fourth a cup of brine in here and gave it a good shake to clean out the blender. I didn't want to waste any of that jalapeno, and I'm just going to add it to my jar. So I get almost 3 full pints out of this, which is a fairly good amount of hot sauce. Even if you're sharing it, that's a lot of hot sauce. But I eat hot sauce on everything, so I probably should go ahead and start another batch now. But yeah, you can see I made a mess on these jars. Like I said, I was having a really bad day. So I'm just going to give them a wipe down just so that they don't form anything funky on the outside of the jar while they're in the refrigerator. And then I'm going to get my lids on them, and I'm going to make sure that I write what date I bottled this up. Now this is going to keep in the refrigerator for a very, very long time. You can add vinegar to it even if you want to, and I think that would probably make it keep even longer in the fridge, but I like it just the way it is. But I assure you, even though this will keep for months, it's not going to last that long. So I'm just hitting it with what it is and the date on the top, and that is it. Simple fermented hot sauce that is delicious, and you'll want to make a big batch of this to share with your family and your friends, I promise you. If you're still here, I want to say thanks for watching, and if you're new here, I want to say hi. My name is Jen. I do garden vlogs every Friday, cooking, canning, and food preservation videos every Tuesday. If you're into that kind of content, I hope that you subscribe and stick around. We'd love to have you here. Until next time, friends, happy cooking.